Hi everyone. Yeah, I think it's working now. Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships and I'm your host Az. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everything is going great. And today we are here with another weekly live stream. I'm here joined by Eamon. Hi Eamon, how are you? How are things going?
Hi, Az. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Great, I'm fine. Thank you very much. So everyone, if you're new here, we do this every Friday. We do a live stream. Basically, it's a Q&A, but we also go through a couple of scholarship opportunities that we pick for today. And like we see our scholarships, but if at any point you have any questions, they could be about anything, any specific scholarship or a school, or in general, like maybe your specific situation about studying abroad, you can just ask them at any point if you feel like it. Other than that, this is our website, globalscholarships.com. So if you don't know, we have a search tool. I really highly advise you to use this search tool if you're interested in scholarships, scholarship opportunities, or studying abroad. It's globalscholarships.com. Let me just share the link. It's basically completely free and you don't even have to create an account or anything. You can just go click on the link, go to our website. This is our homepage, right? And then come here and type in anything that you're interested in. Let's say maybe you want to study in Canada, right? Type in Canada and yep, here it is. So click on it and like it gives you all the scholarship opportunities that we have in our database, and then you can filter like further if you want to see just bachelor's degrees, PhD scholarships. Maybe you just want to see the full funding scholarships, and then at any point if you're interested in any of them, you can just click on that scholarship and it will take you to our web page of that scholarship. And as you can see, we have all the information here, like about the school, the funding, like what it covers, what are the eligibility criteria. It just gives you pretty much all the information you need about that scholarship. Basically, this tool takes you from the point zero, where like you don't know what opportunities you have, and to the point of like to going to the university's website. So like you can get information directly from the university, like if you want to contact them for the scholarship or whatever. So yeah, this is it. It's a very good tool. Other than that, we have a YouTube channel. If you're interested in scholarship opportunities or studying abroad, we do share a lot of informative stuff on there too, if you're watching this on Facebook, of course. So yeah, this is it. And now I'm gonna start we're gonna start seeing our scholarships of today. But at any point, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask them in the chat. Don't wait for me to finish. All right, just ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Just like make sure that it's specific, like detailed questions, so like we can help you better. If they are too vague, like we may not have a lot to say about that. So other than that, just ask them whenever you feel like it. And so I'm gonna move on to our first scholarship of the day, right? Which is financial aid at Stanford University. And this is for bachelor's, but let me share the link first. So yep, there it is. This is the link if you want to see for yourself. All right, it's full funding, meaning it covers more than tuition fees. There are no specific nationalities, there are no specific subjects for this one. It could be anything. Admission deadline is November the 1st. And as you can see, it covers up to full cost of studies depending on the student's demonstrated financial needs. So what does that mean? Like, what is demonstrated need? Is that basically if you apply for financial aid, you give the school a lot of information about the financial situation of your family, like for example your family income, like how much or like living costs and etc., and how much it's going to cost you, and then like basically the university can then estimate how much your family can contribute and how much additional financial aid you need. So and that then university gives you an offer to cover like all of that. So that's what demonstrate need is. Basically, you give them information about your family's financial situation. There are no specific eligibility criteria for this one. You just need to be a student needing financial assistance for your studies. Now, the university, there's not much to be said. It's Stanford. It's one of the best, like, highest ranking universities in the world. As you can see, there are 17,000 students. There aren't that many scholarships. So if you want to study in Stanford, this is one opportunity that you can use for financing it. We have more information here about the admission process, deadline, and as you can see, the tuition fees are extremely high, even for America's standards, USA standards, $60,000 per year. So basically, if your family cannot cover this, financial aid can help you cover these tuition fees. And the university, if you want to, like, if you don't know anything about this university, you can see it here, right? Let's see where it is, right? So here it is, San Francisco, in the West Coast. And one thing to be said about this place is that it would be quite expensive to live in, other than also like high tuition fees. So this is the school. It's one of the highest ranking universities in the world. So very, very prestigious university. If you want to study in the United States, if you want to study in the in Stanford University, like, you should have a plan for your financial needs. But this financial aid can cover pretty much everything that your family cannot cover. And if you want to learn more about the scholarship, you can just come here, and under the eligibility criteria, you can just click on financial aid pages here, which will take you to the university's page, basically. And you can get more information here, even though there isn't that much to be said here either. One thing that is important is that international students who do not request consideration for financial aid at the time they apply for admission will not be eligible to apply for aid at Stanford throughout their undergraduate year. So basically, if you will need financial aid from the school, you need to give them that information when you apply to the school for admission. You cannot then, like, you cannot just go to the university, be admitted, and then after that tell them you need financial aid. So yeah, that's basically it. Again, it covers everything that your family cannot contribute to your financial needs. So that's basically it. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yeah, so basically, Stanford is known for being need blind as far as domestic students are concerned, which means US citizens. As far as international students are concerned, their admission policy is need aware, which means that they may reject your application because of your financial situation, but that also means that for certain applicants, they are ready to offer financial aid. And this is one form of aid that they're willing to offer. Basically, they're ready to meet 100% of your demonstrated need based on your expected family contribution. So you just fill out certain applications about your financial situation, and then they go through that, and if they decide to admit you, they would meet any need you have demonstrated that application.
Mm.
Yeah, so there's nothing more to that. So Stanford is a very well-known university, one of the highest ranking in the world, as you mentioned. So I don't think that there's anything more we need to say about this university.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, as we mentioned, like, this would be quite competitive. Like, the school is already quite competitive to get in, and then like the fact that you can get financial aid even makes it even more competitive. So keep that in mind, guys. Right now I don't see any questions, comments. So again, if you have any questions, they don't have to be about this specific scholarship or this specific school. They could be about anything regarding your situation or what questions you have about studying abroad. Could be about anything related to studying abroad. Just feel free to ask them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Now, so the second scholarship of the day is Presidential Graduate Fellowship Program at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And this is for, hang on, let me share the link first on both Facebook and YouTube, right? There it is. So this is for master's and PhD students. It's full funding. As you can see, there are no specific nationalities or subjects for this one, and the number of recipients is 120. Not that high, but also not that low either. And admission deadline is December 15th. So, yeah. What it covers is tuition fees, which we'll see is quite high for this school. It covers monthly stipend, and it covers student insurance plan for 1 academic year. And like, if you're interested in studying in the United States, you would know probably that health insurance can be quite expensive. Healthcare can be quite expensive, so health insurance is really important in the United States. So, eligibility criteria: you just need to be an international master's and PhD student or applicant of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. That's pretty much it. There's no other additional criteria. So the school, again, just like Stanford, not much to be said. It's like one of the best universities, if not the best in the world, so it would be extremely competitive in the first place, but then to get also the scholarship, it would be even more competitive. As you can see, we have more information here about the admission process, about deadlines, and as you can see also tuition fees here extremely high, about $60,000. So yeah, again, the university, if you want to see where it is, it's let's see, it's here in Boston. So the other one was on the West Coast, and this is in East Coast. Both places are extremely expensive, but this also doesn't cover it gives you a stipend, but wanting to keep in mind that where you would be staying and residing would be extremely expensive. So there's a very good chance that that stipend will not fully cover your financial needs to live here. So yeah, this is the university. Again, one of the best universities in the world, if not the best. So this is the school, and if you want to get more information about the university, you can just click here, Presidential Graduate Fellowship Program pages, to go to the university's page about the scholarship, right? And again, as you can see, there isn't that much of an information here. Like monthly stipend isn't specified, the number, not to exceed the approved science and engineering doctoral RA salary rate. But what is it? We don't really know. The President Fellows are selected by the President and Provost from a pool of candidates nominated by the school deans, as well as the heads of departments and interdisciplinary programs. So you don't really apply for this one, not only just before being admitted to university, but even after that you don't really apply. You are nominated by the school deans or heads of department, and then if you get the scholarship, it covers your tuition fees, gives you a stipend, and gives you health insurance for 1 academic year. Other than that, there's not much to be said here. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yeah, so unlike Stanford, MIT is one of probably 4 or 5 universities that are need blind as far as international students are concerned, meaning that anyone who applies to MIT would not be at a disadvantage because of their financial situation, provided that you meet certain admission criteria, you have great extracurriculars, you have a great academic record, you will be admitted regardless of how much money you have. So they're ready to pay for everything. And not many US universities can do that. I think, as I mentioned, maybe like 4 or 5 at most uh, that are need blind. There are many need blind universities when it comes to domestic students, but when it comes to international, it's just those couple universities. Yeah, so I think that's just one point to make about MIT. Um, Other than that, the scholarship or fellowship is just straightforward. I don't
Yeah.
think it requires any further uh, explanation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. All right then, guys. This is it. Graduate Fellowship at MIT. Again, if you have any questions at any point, just feel free to ask them. Don't wait for us to finish what we're talking about. Okay. Is Facebook live stream working properly? I cannot. Okay. Now I can see. All right. Anyway, so let's move on to our third scholarship of the day. Right. Again, guys, at any point, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask them. Now, this is free tuition at University of Kassel. It's in Germany. Hang on, let me share the link here too. If you want to study in Germany, this might be a good option for you. Now, basically, there are a lot of universities in Germany that gives you free education. They don't charge tuition fees. This is one of them. It's for bachelor's, master's, and PhD students. It's full tuition, meaning you don't pay tuition fees. There are no specific nationalities or subjects for this one. Admission deadline is July 15th, so keep that in mind. Now, again, it covers your entire tuition fees. But one thing to keep in mind is that you need to pay a semester fee, which is about 300 euros per semester. Again, it's a fee, but it's not close in any way close to what a tuition fee normally is, especially in places like USA or like United Kingdom. And Germany has a quite high quality of education too, so you can get that education without paying any tuition fees. Again, no eligibility criteria either. Just need to be an international bachelor's, master's, and PhD student. Now, the university, again, it's in Germany. It's kind of a large institution. There are no other scholarships. There's one more scholarship, but that's a student assistantship for graduate students. So you can see here like the deadlines, application information. Again, no tuition fees, right? So the university is in the city of Kassel in Germany. I think that's how it's pronounced. Not perfectly sure though. So yeah, this is the university. One of the universities in Germany. So one thing to keep in mind, of course, is that even though Germany, like a lot of German universities don't really charge tuition fees, a lot of places in Germany, especially more like central cities, are quite expensive compared to other places in Europe, like maybe excluding United Kingdom. So I believe like in a lot of places in Germany, like estimated financial cost would be, living cost would be around 900 to 1,000 euros. Maybe Kassel would be a little lower than that, but still it's a significant sum for like every month. Anyway, like it would be good to keep that in mind, right? So this is the university. The scholarship, again, not much to be said about this one, but even though like these are very quite simple scholarships, usually German universities in their pages have a lot of information about like other alternative methods for financing your education, like government scholarships, institutional scholarships, student loans, or part-time jobs, etc. Here we don't have that. So this is pretty much it. Like, it covers your tuition fees. This is the semester fee, by the way. Like, they even give you an information, like a detailed composition of the semester fee that you are paying, which is about 340, 350 euros per semester. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Free tuition at the University of Kassel in Germany. Eamon, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yeah, sure. So, free education is available to everyone in German public universities. But one thing to keep in mind is that anyone who wants to study in Germany needs to pay for everything else. So even though education is free, you need to pay for rent, for food, for utilities, anything else you need to pay out of pocket. I think generally for 1 year, for some countries, Germany require a bank account that has at least 7,500 euros to cover your living expenses before being awarded a visa, or maybe even, I'm not sure about admission, but I'm 100% sure about the visa part. They need to make sure that you have enough funds to cover your education. And I have seen a lot of people ask, why does Germany, for example, offer education for free? And it's basically an investment, because when you go there, you're going to pay for a lot of things. You're going to pay taxes as well. So it's the taxes on products, which is good for their economy. So some people will find jobs afterwards and will be also paying taxes are as citizens. Students who go back to their home country will advocate for Germany. They would tell people to go study there as well, which is in of itself is an investment in future students to keep coming to Germany. Also, Germany has a need for skilled workers, and I think they have a program now that they are recruiting a lot of skilled workers from a lot of countries, and I think even international students can graduate to work in certain fields that they're lacking workers in. Yeah, so I think that's the main reason. And I think back in the day, like probably 2002, 2004, they brought back tuition fees, and then they saw that it benefited no one except for uh like the higher ups in the field of education. So they didn't see the benefit in it, so they abolished tuition fees again, and we're here today where education is still free. Yeah. And I think it's a good model, and I think more countries should follow this,
Yeah.
because tuition fees being as high as 50K for in the United States is just not affordable
Yeah.
for the average person.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Eamon. All right, then this was free tuition at University of Kassel in Germany. I don't see any questions right now, so I'm gonna move on to our next and the last scholarship of the day. This is freshman scholarship at Gangneung Wonju National University in South Korea. Let me share the link with you in the chat. Here we go. If you want to study in South Korea, this might be a good option for you. Yeah. Now, this is for bachelors. It's in Gangneung Gwangju National University. It's full tuition. There are no specific nationalities or subjects. And as you can see, the admission deadline is July 31. What it covers now, there are like similar scholarships in other schools as well. Basically, you enter a proficiency test, Korean language proficiency test, and if you get like based on your level, you get a tuition fee reduction, and if you get like level 4, you get 80%. If you get level 5, you get 100% of tuition fees covered by the scholarship. And as you can see, there are like for level 3 or English proficiency test, like as you can see, these are like they give you very specific detailed information about that one too. But basically, if you have a high Korean language proficiency, so if you take time to learn Korean language before applying to the university, if you want to study in South Korea, of course, it will cover your tuition fees. Now, one thing to keep in mind that as you can see, the eligibility criteria is pretty much the same thing, right? Now, okay. South Korean universities usually don't have extremely high tuition fees. As you can see here, it is about like 7 million South Korean wons, which is about, I believe, I don't know, $5,000-6,000, which is not extremely high, but still could be quite unaffordable for a lot of people, right? And now one thing is that like there are full tuition scholarships in other schools as well, but this university is not in, for example, Seoul or like more expensive places in South Korea, right? Let's say the university. So this is one of the reasons this might be a reasonable opportunity for a lot of people, because one thing about studying in South Korea is that a lot of the cities are really high. For example, if you want to study in Seoul, it's really high. It's one of the most expensive places in the world. So like you would go to a university in Seoul, then like you wouldn't have to pay. For example, if you got a scholarship like this, you wouldn't have to pay for tuition fees. Your tuition would be covered by the scholarship, but then you would have to pay like maybe twice that amount for your living costs. So this is not in a very central place, so it would be way more affordable. Like your living costs would be way lower than that of Seoul, let's say. So this might be a good opportunity for you. Like if you want to study in South Korea, maybe you can just afford tuition fees, but the living costs is just too much for you. This might be a good idea. Your university is not like that high ranking, one of the higher ranking universities, but it's a good university. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the university, and unfortunately we cannot get more information about the university, about the scholarship, because the page doesn't really work. It was working when I picked this one, but before the live stream I tried it and no. But it's pretty much like what we have here. As you can see, like based on your proficiency in Korean language, you get a tuition fee reduction. It's quite straightforward in that sense. And yeah, so if you want to study in South Korea, it's an affordable option, and it's a scholarship that makes it even more affordable. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyone, do you want to add anything about this one?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, the link is down for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to find the new link, but their website is quite slow. For some reason, maybe it's maintenance. Yeah, so other than that, I think someone last week asked us about scholarships in South Korea, and we mentioned the scholarships awarded on the basis of your language proficiency score, and this is
Mm-hmm.
one of them. So whether you have taken the topic, which is the Korean language proficiency test, or any English proficiency test, like including TOEFL, IELTS, and other exams, you can be awarded a scholarship. So for this one, the scholarship for the Korean language proficiency test is higher than the one for the English proficiency test. But it's not always the case. Like most of the time, they are equivalent in other universities. So it would be 100% as well for a high TOEFL IELTS score, same as the Korean proficiency score. Yeah, so this is just the small difference between this scholarship and other scholarships offered at Korean universities. Other than that, I think it's just the usual reminder that do not rely on the English website for these universities, but try to go to the website in Korean and then just use your browser to translate the page and try to find scholarships there because they have the most up-to-date information on their Korean website.
Okay, thank you very much, Eamon. Okay, guys, that's it. Freshman scholarship at Gangneung Wonju National University. I still don't see any questions in chat. So this was our last scholarship of the day, of today's live stream. If you have any questions, just I'm gonna give you like a minute to type them in chat. But other than that, we're gonna finish our live stream here. Basically, that was it. These were the scholarships that we have picked for today. Other than that, thank you very much for joining us here for the live stream. If you're watching this after the live stream, thank you very much for watching. Again, we have a YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, we share a lot of informative stuff. We also now are doing TikTok live streams too. We have videos there too, like a lot of informative stuff. So if you use TikTok, you might want to tune in for that. It's on every Thursday. So yeah, other than that, Eamon, thank you very much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right. Okay then, everyone, we're gonna end our live stream here, seeing that no questions are coming in. Well, okay. Well then, see you next Friday at the same time, same day. Other than that, bye. Have a nice day.